A Galveston man is being called a hero after he heard a plane crash in the bay and sprang into action. 1 week ago, a medical plane carrying a patient from Mexico crashed near the airport. 6 people were killed, but 2 survived thanks to his help. And days later, he got to meet the people he helped to rescue. Nick Notario reports from Galveston.
Hey, can you ask her how many people are still in there?
After hearing a plane crash in Galveston's Bay, Harry, also known as Sky Decker, never thought this would be the outcome.
I intend to maybe go visit them in Mexico. I don't know. I hope to stay in touch with them, and I, just wish them to have a full recovery.
Days after Decker jumped in a boat and navigated thick fog, he got to meet the women he helped save at the hospital. A week ago, the Mexican Navy says the women were part of a plane crash involving their crew. While the photos show smiles, Decker says there were prayers and tears, especially for the survivor who lost her young child.
She was very traumatized, very traumatized. The other girl seemed to be doing much better, and she's in much better shape physically as well.
An organization from Mexico says the plane was on a mission to bring a child to get burn treatment. Shriners Children's in Galveston says the family was heading there. Over the weekend, the organization from Mexico says both survivors are stable. They say the injured nurse is Miriam. They identified the other survivor as Julia. The Mexican Navy says 4 of its members died, as well as a doctor and child. The NTSB is investigating the crash today. We asked the agency if there was an update. A spokesperson told us there was nothing new. However, they say the preliminary report should be released at some point next month. They say they're going to investigate the plane, pilot, and weather conditions from that day, which at the time, the National Weather Service says the visibility from fog was less than 1/4 of a mile.
I just immediately attributed it to the fog, but maybe there's more to the story, because from what I understand, they lost communication with the plane for about 10 minutes prior to the crash. That seems very strange.
It was the Mexican president who says they're investigating the loss in communication. As for the survivors, Decker says they couldn't tell him much.
She said she didn't remember the crash at all. She said she just remembers coming to, and luckily she was kind of draped over I guess you'd call it a gurney or a stretcher. And so her head was out of the water.
A position that allowed Decker to get her and pull her to safety. Now he's able to see her once again in an outcome he never thought was coming after he pulled up to the debris.